Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to VALORANT Rostermania, and it's still kicking off down there in Tier 2 right now with Stewie2k and Zombs' team potentially taking on a new light with Wardell maybe joining along for the ride as well. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thanks very much indeed for doing that one. Plenty to dive into. babybay as well, of course, one of the other players right now, one of those other big name free agents down there in the Tier 2 side, trying to find a team. And Stewie2k and co are clearly looking at all sorts of options right now, and as I say, Wardell may be one of them. Quick comment then on day 2 of the VCT Game Changers Championship. Surprising oversight here from Riot Games, because there was meant to be 3 matches yesterday. They could only play 2 matches because Sonda, the top performing player of the day, is under 18. She's only 17 years old, and therefore, like, I think in Germany, in Berlin, there are some laws with regard to like labor rights and stuff, for especially for minors under the age of 18, where you can't work beyond a certain hour. So I think once it got to like 8 or 9 p.m, like legally she wasn't allowed to play because it's considered work, I suppose, which I guess is understandable and makes sense, but just the local laws meant that she couldn't play her follow-on match, right, which I thought was kind of remarkable, to be honest. So and yeah, the Liquid team, they were kind of cheering on their Game Changers team as well that won, but the match between Team Liquid and Shopify Rebellion got rescheduled to Thursday today because they just couldn't play it. As Sonda goes on to say, it's my fault guys, I'm sorry, more games to watch tomorrow. I think she's like 8 days away from being 18 years old. I think there might be like 1 or 2 other players as well that are under 18 also. So yeah, clearly a pretty big oversight there by Riot to have your games delayed and postponed and had to be rescheduled because they didn't really consider the implications of these labor laws, and therefore they just weren't allowed to play the match after a certain time. Surprising stuff, but I suppose they could have dealt with it better anyway. This is the way the bracket's looking then. So that match would have been played yesterday, will be played today instead. And yeah, so it's all shaping up rather nicely. Shopify Rebellion take down GuildX 2-1, and as to Team Liquid up against Fennel, that was a 2-1 as well. Maybe if it was 2-0-2-0, they could have started this match, but yeah, it turned out that was not the case. Also on the NIP side quickly, because we heard rumours that NIP will not be running it back next season with their Tier 2 roster. Vixen is now under contract, but he's looking for proposals elsewhere. So yeah, it's interesting really because a lot of players have been free agents for a long time. Maybe there's still time for Vixen to find a spot, I'm sure there is, but just difficult, right? When the organisation makes their decisions so late on in the kind of transfer window, like it definitely closes the doors on a lot of opportunities that these players would have had if he'd have been informed, you know, a month ago that indeed he was getting released basically from the team, or the team wasn't going to continue. Now, confirmation from TSM yesterday that their partnership with FTX is over. So we saw the other day that they said, yes, we've got liquidity, we've got plenty of money, we're still profitable, we don't need this FTX contract. But still, the fact that they were going to get paid $210 million over 10 years, maybe they've got 40 million of that over the last 2 years, but there's still like 160 mil on the table. Whether they can get any of that back or if there's any legal implications they can follow through with, I don't know. But they confirmed yesterday their partnership is now being terminated. The funny thing was when they released this, they still were called TSM FTX because like basically with the new verification thing, it's not possible for verified accounts to change their name. Certainly they can't change their @ but changing their actual name I think was also problematic. So they had to tweet this out with TSM FTX still in their name. But yeah, they say they're strong, profitable, etc. Forecast profitability going forwards. So you know, it's all absolutely fine. It doesn't affect their operating plan apparently. So yeah, I guess we've got to take their word for that one. And speaking of with TSM with GMD potentially re-signing a new deal there as well. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? Kind of unclear as it stands exactly what TSM are planning to do. Apparently they're holding trials for their 5th player, but GMD we believe is still going to be one of them, and he's apparently re-signed a new deal already going forwards. Also, MIBR, they've also confirmed their roster for the new season, so I think a lot of these kind of teams took quite some time in confirming their players for certainly the South American side. Pacific region confirmed theirs like ages ago. But the funny thing is in a way that it's all been confirmed in this spreadsheet that Riot released a couple of days ago now. So if you didn't announce your team already, your team already got leaked on this spreadsheet, so there was basically no point in announcing it now. Maybe they knew that spreadsheet was coming out and therefore should really have prepared announcements rather sooner. And as you can see, the former Loud coach is now with these guys as well. And then EU, this is interesting, right? So you know, Canada flying to South Korea. Now, is he joking around here or is he being serious? So EU, we believe, is linked as it stands to this unknown organization alongside Nismo, John QT and Koala Noob and co. We'll see in a second. And we thought that they were going to be still a North American team, but EU now reckons he might be going to, well, to the Pacific region, to South Korea, right? Because Seoul is where the Pacific League is going to be hosted. So is it possible that that entire team of 5 now having signed their deals are going out there to the Pacific region? or is he just joking around, right? Because it's kind of tough to tell at this point. This is the rumored team, right, with the Unknown organization, Nismo, John QT, EU Xander, and Qualanoob. Of course, mostly a Canadian team, so it would make sense to be based in North America, but we've still not known, even though we've thought that this roster has been locked in for quite some time, we still don't know where it's based, what it even is, and where these players are going to be based. But, you know, they'd have to be getting paid a lot of money, I would imagine, for this organization to say, yeah, guys, even for tier 2, this isn't even for tier 1, right? And unless EU's managed to finesse a spot last minute with a franchise organization in tier 1, which might be possible, but if it's not, like, you know, could you really imagine a tier 2 organization paying, or, you know, for these guys to actually fly out to Seoul just to play in tier 2? I don't really see how that makes sense. So I don't know, maybe he's joking around, but still, he signed the deal. We saw the other day from Nismo, Xander, Qualanoob, I think all the other guys, we saw them also do the contract signing give. None of them mentioned anything about going to Korea, so maybe it's different for EU now. Maybe this team is no longer going to be a team of 5, but if it is, it definitely raises some interesting questions. Now, there's some other interesting questions on this kind of spreadsheet that Flynn put together, which we're now going to discuss on the Wardell side, as he confirms yesterday, grinding my way back to the big leagues. So what is going on with Wardell? Why haven't we really seen his name the last couple of weeks or so? Because you guys can see here, if we look in the, you know, restricted free agents or relevant free agents, Wardell is most certainly a notable one, but as are many other players, of course, that I'm sure also looking to form rosters. Now, this was spotted last night, so we believe that Stewie2K and Zombs are going to be a pairing at the very least going into next season, and there might be another one involved as well, but seemingly some of the other players on the team might have been changed around. Now, it's possible that what Stewie2K is doing is just kind of hosting a load of different scrims just to kind of get the feel of competitive play, but you know, I'd be surprised if they don't have a good idea of what they're planning to do, especially because in all the kind of scrims that we have seen so far, Stewie and Zombs have usually been a team of 2, but their teammates have been somewhat different over time. And this time it's Exalt and Wardell that are with them in this scrim set, right? So clearly, well, it seems to me that Raucus, yeah, minus Raucus plus Exalt, I suppose, and then minus Tex, formerly of NRG, plus Wardell. So yeah, that's a pretty spicy one to me. If this is indeed the case, the Wardell Stewie2K combination would be, I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would have many different thoughts on that, and whether that's going to be a successful over time, given their respective kind of personalities, let's say. And even a while ago, there was that drama, right, where Wardell was kind of saying to Stewie that, you know, making it in tier 1, everyone's brain dead, or what was it, like, you know, making it in tier 1 is easy enough because everyone's brain dead who plays this game, but it's difficult to make it, or some stupid stuff like that was going on a couple of months ago. Now, I don't have a screenshot of this, but apparently on 6 stream, we could see that Danny and Brax were also in the lobby, and apparently there were some conversations with Danny and ShahZaM, and, you know, ShahZaM was talking to Danny and kind of implying that they're now rivals because Danny was formerly helping with the Sentinels roster. Now it seems like he's going to be potentially the sub, but also the analyst for this Zombs team potentially. So pretty spicy if that's the case. So, you know, ShahZaM we think is going to be on G2 with dapr and a couple of others, and Danny is potentially going to be with Zombs' team and Stewie2K's team, and apparently Brax was also in the lobby. So Brax we believed was going to be their 5th man anyway. So yeah, it seems like Wardell and Exalt were in place of Raucus and Tex here, based on the spreadsheet that we saw a while ago, which implied that this was the roster, with Stewie, Brax, Raucus, Zombs, and Tex, with Danny as the kind of analyst coaching situation. So yeah, maybe that's now changed. Maybe Raucus is gone, Tex is maybe gone, even though Tex being gone would to me be a big surprise, and then Wardell's coming in with Exalt's coming in as well. Maybe Tex got a better offer, who knows? But yeah, that might be a change that is certainly worthy of note, right? And based on those kind of discussions there from ShahZaM, and potentially the fact that, you know, a Stewie, Zombs, and Wardell and Brax team, I mean, that is like an ultimate clout squad, you've got to say, up against G2 with ShahZaM and dapr, and those words that we saw might indicate that'll be the case. But the thing is, we've seen many different teams over the last couple of weeks, really, where Stewie's been scrimming with certain players, or maybe doing 10-mans with other players. Kind of tough to say, but yeah, definitely arguable right now that he's trying to build a team, and Wardell might be part of it. Quick note here, actually, on the 2021 Overwatch League MVP, Fleta is in discussions, apparently, to join a partner team for VCT 2023, former Shanghai Dragons player as well. So apparently 2 organizations in Ascension are also interested in him as well. So either he's going to go to tier 1 or tier 2, I suppose. But yeah, we're seeing this quite a lot lately. Big name players from some top Overwatch teams coming to the VCT. And yeah, this might not happen, but it may well happen. But also Shanghai Dragons as an organization, we heard rumors that they were potentially going to be coming to Valorant anyway. So we'll see if that becomes a reality over the coming days and weeks also. And also confirmation, so TSM managed to get their name change. Ethan also managed to make it happen as well. So he is now officially EG Ethan, no longer NRG Ethan, despite being on EG for quite a long time at this point. And yeah, he gets this lovely little clip here with a Cypher to close out the video. And as he says, Cypher is now insane, but arguably more because he's just shooting pretty damn accurate. But very much enjoyed your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
Enemy spike down A. Last player standing.
Wrap me, Alpha.
ايوه سلام عليك erased.
One enemy remaining.
It's so easy, bro.
Oh my god.